This is Let's Talk Teens, a parenting podcast sharing tips on raising amazing teenagers. We are both certified life coaches that have worked with teenagers as coaches, mentors, and teachers. We are sharing what we have found to work best when dealing with teens and tough issues.
This is Let's Talk Teens with Abbi and Cheree, episode 74, Teen Girls and Ozempic.
Okay, Cheree, I am excited to talk about this because I know that this is quite the hot topic for especially parents of teenage girls. And I've seen it a lot of places on social media. I've seen a lot of parents asking about it. So I thought, you know what, Cheree and I will talk about this. And I think we're really qualified to talk about this, not because we're experts on this, but because I'm actually super pro Ozempic or GLPs in adults. And I know Cheree's not. And so I think we offer a really great perspective on both sides. And like full disclosure, neither one of us is on like GLPs, but we know lots of friends and family that are. So how do we talk about this? Because a lot of parents have been saying that teenage girls are asking to be put on Ozempic or similar products. They're confronting their moms and dads who are on Ozempic and saying, I want to be on it too. And I've actually heard of a lot of youth being on GLPs in high school. So we want to kind of chat about this and how you might approach this topic with your teenager.
And just to clarify, I'm not always against it. I just most of the time am. No, I know there's a place for it for sure. I just see a lot of people that are on it that then nothing changes in their diet or in their physical activity. And that's my concern. I just don't want it to be a like quick, easy fix.
You don't want to be labeled the anti-person over there.
Well, I mean, I've seen people that it's like totally blessed their life.
It has been like, right?
That's why I'm like, I don't want to be like totally anti. I feel like it's overused. How about that?
And I do no, and I think that our teens are feeling that. And where I have concern as somebody that is, in that teenage world and highly invested in our teens and their mental health is that I am seeing the uprise of skinny being back in style. And what do I mean? Because typically being thin has always been the fashionable thing, but I do feel like over the last even just 10, 15 years, we have made so much progress as a society in being more acceptable of all different body types, that beauty looks different for everybody and that all bodies are beautiful, right? And I feel that that tide is just shifting a little bit as we now have a little bit more of an access to GLPs and things that can help with weight loss. And so that's something, to be concerned about. And for the moms that I've talked to that are like, my teen daughters are asking for this. These teens are beautiful and healthy and thin and are sizes that were like, you are skinny, you are tiny, right? And so that's concerning, right? And so the first thing to do if your teen approaches you on this, or if they don't, or if it just comes up, is talk to your teen about the whole health picture, about how, our health and what our bodies look like. It is so much larger than just one thing. It is so much more than just eating or exercising. There's genetics, there's life circumstances, there's stress. Like there is so much that goes into our health that to just be like, well, just slap me with this, medication and solve all my problems. That's not the answer. And that's not the answer for adults and it's not the answer for teenagers. But I think it's only fair to talk to our teens about the whole health picture, especially if we or a family member is on GLPs.
Oh, I so agree with you on that. And I just think of, how many young women I have coached that struggle even before this fad with eating disorders, right? And just, and I just feel like this is adding a whole nother level to it. And they tie so much of their weight and what they look like to their worth and their value and their perception becomes very tainted, and I think that's what I worry about with teens is that can happen. And so I love your thoughts of like, okay, let's approach the whole health. I mean, like sleep, water, food, exercise, hormone balance, like all for the girls, like all the things that play into being a healthy human being that has energy and strength to do what we want to do. And we can do that. And, as we take care of our body, and feel comfortable in our body works better for us.
Yes. And I think part of that is hearing out your youth, not just immediately jumping to, no way, or that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, or I can't even believe you'd ask that, right? Like hearing them out, talking to them. I think it's so brave of a youth to approach a parent and say, I'm not happy with my weight, or I wish I was like this size. Like, that is such a brave conversation. I don't think we should shut it down. I think we need to hear them out. And maybe the next steps are like, hey, let's go talk to a trusted, educated nutritionist or a dietitian. Like, let's bring in real life experts and not your friend from school who says that this is the best thing that's ever happened to them or something that they heard on TikTok, right? Because your youth, they're seeing this everywhere. And even if, these influencers aren't saying like, I'm on Ozempic, like I think that's the really hard part for youth is they're looking at people who have what they might call the ideal body or that six pack or, all these things they strive for. And they don't realize that influencer is on GLPs or that influencer is working out this many hours. And so talking to real life people, real life doctors, real life dietitians, real life nutritionists is a fabulous way to help your teen feel heard and not shut down that you were just like, you're beautiful. Why would you ever say that? Don't ask about that again, right? Or I don't want you to worry about that. Your teen's going to feel really shut down.
I think it's always a good idea to be curious as a parent, like to address something that like that with curiosity. Like, help me understand. Tell me what you're hoping happens, or what you've heard about this, or what you know. Like, I just, instead of going right into the lecture of just like, I want to understand you. And then I think it's good to share. Like, here's some thoughts. Let's bring in a dietitian, or
Yeah.
let's hire a life coach so you can actually like learn about sometimes this eating and not eating has to do with emotions and the mental part of
Self-esteem.
it and
Yeah.
the whole thing. Like, let's help you out here instead of just going right on it or saying no way. Let's just look at it. Let's get
Yeah.
curious.
And I'm not going to sit here and pretend that Ozempic or, other products like that haven't been life-changing for adults and teenagers that doctors have felt like they needed to go on it, right? Or youth needed to go on it. And that is a call of a professional who knows all the facts, right? And so I'm not here to say, well, it's never the answer. That's, with the doctor, with your teen, with your family. And I especially think this becomes a delicate conversation if you as their parent are on those. And I think that I would never want you to hide that truth from your youth. Like some parents I think might mishear that and go, "Okay, well, I just won't tell them that I'm on this." No, we should never ever hide the truth from our youth, but we should tell them the whole truth, right? Of yes, you're right. I've been on Ozempic. I've lost 20 pounds. I feel incredible. I feel really confident. Here's what I wish I had known, all right? I've been working with the dietitian and I've been eating better. And hey, maybe we as a family, like, let's do pickleball more, right? Like, and starting this whole conversation instead of just being like, no, or, oh, if all the girls on this team are doing it, then maybe, right? Like, getting some real professional advice and also talking to your youth about the whole picture because for 99% of our teenage girls, they look incredible and they don't need this, right? They just need that self-esteem boost. They need to be heard. They need to realize, oh, this isn't the magic pill that's going to fix my whole life, right?
Well, it's such a great time to really teach them healthy habits of, like I've said before, like, okay, are we eating fruits and vegetables? Are we, watching our sugar intake? Are we getting enough sleep? Are we drinking enough water? Are we moving our body every day? I just think these are healthy habits that this is my problem with it is I feel like get thrown out the window because I can do a shot and
Hmm.
lose weight. And I'm like, oh, but it doesn't change how you really feel because your body's still not getting the fuel it needs. We're not going to go put apple juice in our car and expect it to run. Like we know it needs fuel, right? And I think sometimes with our body, we try to do that. We try to put something in our body that isn't going to help us run. And so teaching your teens how to really have a healthy body is so important. And then there's a time and a place for
Yes.
these other things
That can
that
really help. They
that can
really
really help.
can be
They really can
life-changing,
help.
but also
But
They're
they might
not for
not be
everybody.
they aren't for everybody, and they might not be the first go-to. Let's
Yeah.
try some things that are like healthy living lifestyle.
Yes. And I know too, I know right now I'm really focused on teenage girls because I feel like that's what this is targeted towards.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
know so many teenage boys that are like, if I'm not downing protein and creatine and all these things, right? So it's both sides. Now, we might not, your teen boy might not be asking for Ozempic, but he might be asking for you to buy him protein supplements or all these other
Mhm.
things. So it's all the things. And it's the tale as old as time. And so kind of my last advice, and I would love to hear what you think on this, Cheree, but I personally believe that parents should be so neutral about like cosmetic procedures and um, things that kind of fall in that category because we view them so differently as an adult. Like, I can't tell you how many of my friends have boob jobs. And guess what, Cheree? Maybe I want one day. Like, I don't know. I'm leaving those options open for me, right? But like, we would never be like, yeah, teenage girls should go do this, right? But I think
Mhm.
it's really powerful that we need to be neutral because it's hard for a teenager to go, well, why is this bad for me? Like you're saying I can't go get a nose job or get a boob job or but you did, or ladies in our neighborhood have, or you guys all celebrate that this person lost so much weight on Ozempic, right? And so we never want to be, I don't know, kind of two-faced on that. And so I think if we're neutral, if we, share that whole truth of like, yeah, I've had four babies and maybe I want some help, getting this body to look a certain way like that's a little different of a conversation than when I'm 18 and I just think that my breasts aren't big enough, right? Or, so having those full conversations, but if we're condemning it on one level and then we're totally okay with it on a different level, that gets really confusing for our youth.
Yeah, I agree. I think being neutral is really good. And really, again, it's that curiosity and being like, and sharing all the information, not just little bits and pieces. And I think it's really okay to be like, and this is a decision you can make later on in life. Right now, you're not at an age where you're ready to decide if you want a boob job or a nose job
Yeah.
or, you know, be on the shots. Like it is just, it's time, like it's just not time yet for you to make those decisions. Your prefrontal cortex isn't all the way developed. You have
You're
to
like, your
wait till
brain's not even done, right?
you
We
have to
can't,
wait
let's
till your
not decide this yet.
brain's done. Then you can make these decisions. But this is how I came to the decision to do this myself, or this is why I decided not to do it. And I think it's good for your kids to hear like how you came to your conclusion.
Yeah.
And you can be neutral with saying like, this is why, I decided not to have a boob job, or this is why I decided to have one, or whatever. But it's just like these are how I came to this decision for me, right?
hmm I think that is so powerful, right? Because sometimes I think we diminish our teens I don't know, their ability to, I mean, I know Cheree and I, we are the queens of saying, hey, listen, your brain's not done developing, but I think sometimes we can diminish their power to deeply think about things
Yeah.
and to really take that in and be mature about it. And so we know that this can be a really tricky topic and it's very real though for our youth. So we hope that this helps you out as you do have those conversations with your teens, whether they're interested in it, they're not even, they're like oblivious to it, right? All those kind of things. It's just good to have some thoughts in the back of your head on how would I handle this if my 12-year-old came to me in a couple years and asked me about this, right? Or what would I say if these things popped up? So we hope that this helps you, and we hope to see you in our next episode. Thank you for listening to Let's Talk Teens with Cheree Murdock and Abbi Winslow. If you are looking for more tips to help your teenager, here's where you can find us. You can find Cheree Murdock on Instagram at Cheree Murdock Coaching or on her website, ChereeMurdock.com. You can find me, Abbi, on Instagram as Abbi Winslow or on my website, AbbiWinslow.com. Please rate and review our podcast and share with a fellow parent. Thanks for listening.